Hi, this is Erin from Morehouse Farm, and today's video kicks off our ankle socks knit along. If you've watched the swatch video, you've gotten the hang of doing one small project on a circular needle. So today we're just going to add that second one. And in order to make things go faster and make it easier to tell them apart, I've cast on miniature versions with two different colors. Now, the first thing we need to do is slide both of the socks down onto the cord so that we're able to split the stitches and keep the shafts free for working. So in this case, the first sock is on the left-hand side, that's the blue one. We're going to split the stitches in half and pull the cord out through the middle, so we've got a front and a back. The side with the second sock is the green one in my case. That's going to be our working needle in our right hand as always. And we're going to slide the other needle down so that the other half of the stitches are on that shaft. And that gives us the opportunity to line up our stitches so that nothing is twisted. Now, giving yourself enough slack for that working needle, we'll start knitting. So, one by one rib starts with a knit. And here, you want to make sure you pull this nice and snug so you don't end up with a ladder. But not too snug, that'll be hard to move on this shaft later on. Then, we'll purl. We'll knit and we'll purl again just to finish up that side, and then we will be repositioning the needles so that we can work our way around the entire circumference. The right-handed needle is always going to be your working needle, just as it always is in any knitting project, and we need to pull the cord so that the shaft on the back side here now becomes the holding needle. And here's where I mentioned it might get a little bit snug if you were tugging too hard, so you might just need to massage it on and pull the working needle out so that you end up with it in the right position. Make sure the yarn is towards the back because your first stitch is going to be a knit. And we'll knit one. Notice you don't have to worry so much about a ladder here because the long-tailed cast on is keeping things together. Then we'll purl, knit, and purl one more, and that will be the end of the first round of the first sock. Now I do have a little bit of a ladder here. I can pull tight on my tail and my working yarn to try and alleviate that a little bit. But after the second, third, fourth, fifth round, you're not even going to notice it. So it's time to reposition our project. If we can pull it down here and keep those two halves separate, that's going to make life easier later on. And we need to split the second sock in half. So again, count to the middle, pull those stitches apart by pulling the cord through them. And the back side is going to be the holding needle. The front side with our original sock is going to be the working needle. So here we go. We're going to knit the first one. And this may look a little awkward. It's going to feel very awkward the first couple of times around. Just remember, like anything, it takes practice. So pull that first stitch fairly snug so that you don't end up with a big ladder. We're going to continue in pattern through the rest of the side. And then we're going to reposition our needles again. And really, once you get into the rhythm of when you reposition the needles, this goes pretty fast. So here we go. The right side still stays as the working needle. The left side, we bring the stitches up to the shaft. We may need to massage them a little bit just to make sure that they get back on after having been on the shaft, or on the cord, I mean. So that may take a little bit. And there they go. Then we're going to pull the right side out because that's going to be our working needle. Make sure our yarn is to the back as we knit the next stitch. And then we're going to purl one. And I've noticed they also got them twisted over each other. That's why they were so tight. So just undo them. You know how that goes. And then we'll knit the next one. And then purl the last one. And voila! Now we have one row on each of our socks. And these ladders will disappear, as I said, with time, just as you add a few more rows. So there you go. 2 socks on an extra long circular needle, one on each side, and that's how you do it. Feel free to email or post with questions, and we look forward to seeing your progress today. Take care. Happy knitting from Morehouse Farm.